Now for a movie rant break, One Up presents a movie rant break. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Movie Rant Break. So pumped to be here today. We got a Halloween special today. And just so you know, I got the sweetest, most ferocious, and scrubbadocious dental hygienist on the planet. She back. Angela in the building.
Hey.
Hey. Angela, you're amazing. Thank you for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
Pleasure to have you. And if people don't know, you love horror films. Is your preference of genre. Yes. And we're talking about some new horror shit. And let me just break down the schematics or the logistics of the people who are part of the film, and then we can get into it.
Okay.
But thank you for being on the show. You're amazing. And
thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm so excited to talk about this movie. So today, if people don't know, which is everybody, me and Angela are talking about Talk to Me, which was directed by Danny Filippo and Michael Filippo, written by Danny Filippo, Bill Hinsman, and then it was produced by Samantha Jennings and Christina Caton, starring Sophia Wilde, Alexandra Jensen, Joe Bird, Otis Donji, Miranda Otto, Zoe Tarakis, Chris Alosio, Marcus Johnson, and Alexandria Stephenson. Cinematography, Aaron McLiskey. Edited by Jeff Lamb. Music by Cornell Wilczek. It was released in July 27, 2023, but it had a cameo at the Adelaide Film Festival in Australia last year. Mm-hmm. And it had a budget of $4.5 million and currently is at $69.5 million allegedly, which is really fucking good. And I thought they did a lot with the budget that they had. And I wish more films did more with what they had, like this film did. It didn't feel like a cheap movie, right? Mm-hmm. Fair to say?
Yep.
Reception of it, IMDb gave it a 7.2. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 95%. To give a brief breakdown, it's about these kids in Australia who have little seance parties using this ceramic hand to talk to the dead and invite them to possess them by saying a certain phrase or two. And, you know, naturally shit pops off from that. Yeah. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so getting right into it, like, overall take of this film, like, what did you think of
Creepy
this?
as fuck.
You thought it was really creepy?
Yeah.
Because?
Well, I want to just back up for a sec when you talked about, like, it was a ceramic can.
Yeah.
I don't know if you might have missed it, but it was actually, like, the hand of a medium that was cut off, and it was encased in plaster. So it was an actual, like, if you broke the plaster open, it was supposed to be like a skeleton of a hand.
That's what they said in the movie.
Yeah. Okay.
So you thought it looked like it was?
Yeah, I mean, it was creepy, don't you think?
Yeah, the writing on it was definitely, like, interesting.
Yeah.
And it made it more creepy, I guess, which is, like, funny because when I first looked at it, it looked like people had signed it, but I don't think it was people signing it. It was like words and like phrases and like weird shit, which is like kind of creepy, but it had that aesthetic that people had like signed it almost.
Yeah. It was creepy for sure. Yeah.
I think that, so the reason I watched this film and we're reviewing it is, for me, so many people on the internet and just people were saying how scary it was. And so I was like, okay, like, you know, when you keep hearing stuff and like, it just gets to the point like, all right, like, let me see what this is about. Mm-hmm. That was kind of how I felt with this movie, where people kept saying it was scary. Like, if you were talking horror films and just movies that were coming out in general, like, it had some space that it was taking with just its presence and that it was scary. And I decided to check it out, and I didn't think it was that scary to me. Did you think it was like?
I didn't think it was scary. I just thought it was creepy. Like, as far as if, like, I don't know, just seeing dead people, I don't know. That's kind of creepy, don't you think? Like, it made me think about people who claim to be mediums, if you believe in that stuff. Is that what they see?
I would say, I would argue that they don't, but they could.
I don't know. They could. I don't know. People who like apparently see things.
They say they do.
They say they do. Yeah.
I'm not saying they don't, but like, I did like that take on it though, where like you were seeing someone that was dead.
Yeah.
It was like, this is a dead person. I don't know if there was any correlation with like the makeup of the people they were seeing. Like sometimes I think they were trying to make them look creepy,
right?
But like, did that play a part in their death or not? Like there was like that fat. There was like a fat bitch that like looked gross,
like she was wet, like she had been soaking in water,
like she
for a long
drowned
time,
or something.
yeah.
Like I would like to know if that was the case, because that would be cool.
Yeah.
But I felt like I would assume that based on the
way it ended.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But like just the way the film was put together, I would bet that was the case.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like a well fleshed out film. Like they, dotted their I's and crossed their T's type shit. Mm-hmm. It was a well thought out film. So I would think so. But if not, that would be lame.
Yeah.
I think
I'm thinking like what they were seeing when they were letting the spirits in. Like that's probably how they looked in their final moments.
I would think so.
Yeah.
What was the creepiest moment in the film for you?
The creepiest moment, I would say when the boy was Riley, yes, when he was in the chair and he wanted to try it and he had got his possession, like it turned bad very quickly.
The smashing
of his head, and yeah, that was a little bit gruesome, I thought, but I don't know.
Was it the most gruesome to you or like the creepiest? Like
both.
that creeps
both.
you out?
Yeah.
I don't get creeped out in horror movies when there's like violence.
No?
Like violence doesn't creep me out. It's the eeriness. Like, so for me, the creepiest moment in Talk to Me was when there was the older woman in the corner in her nightie or her nightgown or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Like you couldn't really see her figure, but you knew someone was in the corner.
Was there. Yeah.
And like she lurked and got like, that was the creepiest moment for me, because you can't see her at first and you know something's there, and it just was eerie to me. And then she like crawls in the bed, which also is my favorite part in the movie, when she starts sucking the dude's toes. That was hot. I like a little kink in some horror. I think horror films always have to have a little kink.
Yeah.
Right? Is that fair to say? Like horror films, they gotta have a little kink in them at some point. And I like the sucking of the toe shit. Like that shit was awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
and she didn't think it was her. Yeah.
And then she
like,
was sucking on his toes.
Yeah.
And the dude, was it Daniel? He was like, what the fuck, bitch? Like,
she's like, it wasn't me. I wasn't sucking your toe. He's like I'm
bitch,
out.
Bitch, you were sucking my feet. Like, I'm out of here.
I'm gone.
But like, I loved how the creepiest moment led to my favorite moment, which was toe sucking.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking awesome. So like, I really want to give it up to them for that, because it was really well written. But yeah, like that was the creepiest moment for me. And I think in general, like horror films, when I'm not a big horror guy, to be clear.
Yeah.
But I like to watch horror films to like be creeped out and like uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. I think that's why people like them. But like for me, like it needs to be like really creepy. And so I like how in the beginning, like the setup of the film and like the whole like energy of them like having a party and a seance was like exciting and interesting.
Yeah.
And I would have liked more of that. Yeah. I think like, cause that was like my favorite part of the film, like outside of the toe sucking, was like the beginning was so good. And I think a lot of horror films have good beginnings.
Yeah.
This one has a good end too, but like I really liked the vibe of the curiosity and the mystery and the like darkness.
Yeah.
You know, because there was like the dynamic of like the cool kids were like, you know, supplying the bad choices,
Yes.
right? Like
instead of drugs, it was a
yeah,
seance.
which was like
get possessed.
yeah, like, and I fucked with that. Like
Yeah.
that was like the most exciting part, and like what brought me into the film that made me like really interested. Because I was like, oh, I like this dynamic. This girl Mia is, for whatever reason, apparently because her father or her mother had passed, and she became like estranged from her peers.
Yeah.
And it just was a cool dynamic to watch and like watch it unfold. And I don't know, I think like more of that vibe would be cool.
Yeah.
Like would you agree like that was like an exciting element? I will say that the whole dynamic where like they're like, yo, get possessed, as you put it,
Yeah.
it was off-putting to me at a point, and I know that it unfolds a certain way, but there was a point in the movie where I was like, they're glamorizing getting possessed.
Yeah.
Did you feel that?
Yeah. And it was almost an addiction for Mia. Like she just wanted to keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. And she eventually like took the hand home with her, you know, like there was some sort of an obsession there. Yeah.
Because she could like talk to her mother.
Her mom or yeah.
But yeah, like I want to talk about the glamorizing of
Okay.
possession.
Okay.
Because, and I'm going to ask you some questions regarding this, but like I said, the film unfolds where it doesn't glamorize it at the end, and like bad repercussions happen because of their choices.
Yes.
But like I said in the beginning, like there's like a party, and they're showing how fun it is, and they're like, after Mia first gets possessed, her response was like, it was invigorating and exciting, and it was like the best. It was like a high, essentially.
Yes.
And for me, like even if the intention in this film wasn't to like entice people to
Play
like,
with Ouija boards and shit.
yeah, which I want to get to, but like it felt that it kind of did that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
And I just wanted to like heed caution to people that could be listening. I think that's a bad idea. Mm-hmm. And people should proceed with caution and not do that.
Yeah.
But this film, like that was my first thing after watching like
encouraging it. Yeah.
Yeah, like I know the film unfolds where they're not,
Right.
but the first half of the film they're like encouraging it a lot, and there's like this whole scene where they're like partying and like they're all taking turns, and like I said, I know it fucking unfolds and it's not good, but there was still that sequence. It's like people getting high or something. Like I'm not saying you shouldn't get high, but like you could glamorize that moment, but like a heroin addict, like oh, like you could paint that picture that oh, it's so fun and exciting and like whatever, but you know.
Yeah, because that's how they painted her reaction, was like she just took this super drug and she's like, whoa, that was awesome. Like, let's do that again. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that could lead to bad things, messing around with that shit.
Have you ever used the Ouija board?
Never.
Do you know people that have?
No. Nope. You?
I have never, because my parents brought me up a certain way that was like off limits, and I saw the reason why.
Yeah.
And I've heard certain stories that were definitely startling with people that have used Ouija boards.
Yeah, no, all sad.
Absolutely. Have you had like any ghost encounters or any encounters with spirits of any sort?
Yes.
You have? Do tell.
I grew up, my best friend, growing up, lived in an old farmhouse, and I spent a lot of time there, of course. And they had this really grand staircase where you walk across the landing, and it's like this little circular staircase to the main foyer. And I was walking across that landing, and I jumped down on the first step. And when I looked to the bottom, like the bottom step, there was, I swear to God, a lady wearing white who turned around and looked up at me, and I just froze, like, and it was like so quick. I was like, did I just really see that? Like, what was that? And I never saw it again. But it was like plain as day. Like there was a person standing on that step looking up at me. It was fucking weird. and I was 10. So how do you process that at 10?
You're like, you don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's your only experience?
That's my only experience. Yeah.
But like, you would vouch like
Oh, it fucking
on
happened.
everything.
Yeah.
Like there was
a lady with like a bun wearing this white Victorian dress, like you see like when in the 1800s when women go on like picnics and shit. Like she was wearing a white dress. It was like, yeah.
Interesting.
I will never forget.
Did it scare you?
I don't know. I didn't feel scared. I think it just froze because I was like, what is that? Who is that? I don't know that person. And then like, it's that person just, you blink, literally blink and they're gone. And you're like, what just happened? And you're 10 years old and you're like, did I just see this? And I told my friend Amy and she was like, no. Weird thing though, years later, as a hygienist, I was cleaning this woman's teeth and she was telling me where she lived and she was living in that farmhouse.
No shit.
Yeah. And she had said, so old farmhouses usually have like 2 staircases, one that leads to the kitchen that's like the maid's staircase.
Oh,
and then they have the grand staircase. Well, she was telling me that she had an experience on that back staircase with a man in a top hat that she would see just standing in the staircase multiple times. I never saw that. I just saw the lady, but it was kind of nice, like talking to her because she had experienced things there and I had experienced things there.
Crazy.
And her as an adult, not even as a child. So yeah, that was crazy. But yeah, that was my one and only.
That's uncanny as fuck. Have you, as a dental hygienist, has there been some stories? We'll start with like ghost stories or anything that your clients have ever brought up.
Just that one.
Just that one.
Yeah.
What's the craziest thing that a client has told you?
Brought? Oh God, I don't know.
There's gotta be something where you're like, this motherfucker said.
Yeah, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. No.
No? Okay.
I'm sure. I'm probably you at some point saying something.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up. But yeah, like this film, like to me, I thought it was more interesting than scary.
Yeah.
Like you said it like creeped you out, but
I was a little creepy. Like, and I think it's more or less just in my mind, I'm thinking, okay. I think I was just thinking like, as a medium, is this what people see? Like, is this what they're seeing? Because apparently, like, they're holding that hand, which was allegedly a medium, right? That belonged to a medium. So I'm like, oh, is that like, I don't know.
I mean,
makes you wonder.
I thought like that premise, like the hand thing, I thought it was interesting. Like they're using it as a conduit to conjure spirits, and like I'm pretty sure that's like a new concept.
Yeah.
Which I liked. And like I thought this was an original idea that I appreciated. And that the hand thing is what made me be interested. Because like, oh, how are they gonna play this? And I thought they played that premise well. Like they own it. And I think there's gonna be a lot of copycats.
Yeah.
There's gonna be like a foot or something.
Yeah, something different.
There's gonna be like there's gonna be films that come out in the near future where there's some conduit of some sort, whether it's like a fucking baseball bat or a fucking foot or whatever. Like there's gonna like this is a trendsetter of horror films, I think. And I would like tip of the cap, like they did a good job.
Right, because I feel like a lot of horror films that are like that are always centered around a Ouija board. And this was completely different.
Oh, like what? What films were on a Ouija board?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like scary movies with ghosts, a lot of them start with Ouija boards, like trying to connect and talk with spirits, where this was like a hand.
You say that, and it makes me think like, what film does actually have a Ouija board in it?
I don't know. I mean?
Wake up like there should. Well, because I'm like, maybe there should be a Ouija board film. I feel there's not.
Isn't there a movie called Ouija?
Probably. I don't know.
I think there is. We need to Google it.
The Exorcist, does that have a Ouija board in it?
No, I don't believe so.
Oh, shit.
No, I don't think so. But I don't know.
I thought this film was like modest too. Like they didn't try to do anything too crazy. Like with the possessions and stuff, like they kept it. Like the craziest thing was with Riley.
Yeah.
his moment,
Yeah.
which made sense because he was a kid and like it
Vulnerable.
consumed him.
Yeah.
And I think that's what made it good is
Yeah.
that it was grounded and it wasn't like he gets possessed and floats.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because sometimes they be doing that shit and like I said, I'm not a big horror guy, but that kind of shit, I'm just like, here we go.
Yeah, no.
You know?
And more or less, he just caused damage to his body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought like this film started off like really strong. Like I said, I loved the dynamic in the beginning, like with the cool kids, like what do I want to say? What's the word? They're like influencing poorly. Like what's the phrase? Like they're bad influences.
Okay.
And like it develops and then the character becomes like part of this group, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I thought there was a point in the middle of the film, I thought it became stagnant. Like, excuse me.
Yeah.
I was so interested in the beginning and I didn't know where it was going to go. But then in the middle of the film, I just was like, I saw where it was going. And it was, like I said, cool because they kept it like modest and like not like crazy. But it still, it got a little boring to me.
Yeah.
You felt that way, like in the middle?
I like, usually if I'm really into a movie, I'm like focused and it before I know it, it's over with. But like I found myself getting up a couple of times to get a drink or like getting a snack or, you know what was really
What was
hard?
your snack? What was the snack?
Popcorn, always.
Oh, good looks.
Always,
Definitely.
Yeah. You know what? In the beginning though, I will say because it's a lot of Australian actors, I had a really hard time hearing what they were saying. And with their like lingo, I was like, what the hell does that mean? Like I had to like in the beginning really focus on them talking to hear what they were saying, like just the accent, I guess. And then once like the movie went on, I'm like, okay, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. What do you put in your popcorn? That's the real question.
I just like salt.
The salt?
Yeah, I just like salt on my popcorn.
You always have popcorn when you watch movies at the house?
Always. I have popcorn in my house all the time, period.
You know what's fucking crazy?
What?
Don't judge me. I don't know I don't know if I've like ever bought popcorn for my house, which is like fucked up. It's been years. Like
Really?
Isn't that crazy?
It's a staple. I buy it every week.
I respect that. I respect it. Like it's just I'm just like thinking about it. I'm just like, oh shit. Like I don't know. It was like 10 years ago last time.
Oh my God. No.
I should.
Every day. I probably eat it every day as a snack at some point in the day.
I need to get like a butter machine. Those shits are fucking. I love going to the movie theater and getting the like. The fatness.
See, that stuff makes me sick. I just like. It's called Smart Pop. That's like my favorite. I don't know why.
What do you mean?
It's like a very like light hint of butter and lots of salt.
Okay.
To me, for me, it's the salt. For you, it's the butter, I guess. I don't know.
I think we should have like a popcorn competition.
Yeah.
Like use whatever ingredients, but like whoever has the best popcorn wins. I'm gonna do that.
Little Lads is good too. I like their
I'm
popcorn.
gonna write that down. Popcorn competition. Was that not a sick competition?
I don't know.
Like you could have like
you could have a competition of anything, I guess.
Well, I'm just saying like you can use any ingredient, but like who thinks they have the best popcorn? You know what I mean?
Mine's always bought. I don't make my own. It's just bought.
You're a basic bitch.
I am.
I'm sorry, people. I had a basic on the show. What was your take on Jade's mom?
Oh,
she was
a fucking hard ass mom. You know what's funny is that like in the like when she comes in and she was like, "You drink, I'm gonna punch you in the face," and to my husband, and I'm like, "I'm that mom."
Are you? I was gonna ask you.
Laughed. He's like, "Yeah."
Okay, so I was gonna ask you. Like, I was gonna bring that up. Like, what is the craziest thing you've threatened your kids? Because that shit was hilarious when she said that. Like, because in the beginning, that's another element that I thought was like a charm in the film. The mom was just like a bitch. She was like, if you fucking drink, like she's talking to like her 13-year-old, if you fucking drink, I'm gonna punch you. I was just like, word. I feel like that's how I'd be like as a parent. I'd be like, if you fucking do this shit, I will fucking punch you in the throat.
Or she says to her boyfriend, her vagina is off limits. I'm like...
and then like she's like taking off her makeup and she goes, he still has a dick. He still has a dick. Like she just is like the most ruthless, honest mom. Like that's what moms think, I think.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So I thought it was a great portrayal or a portrayal of a mom.
Yeah.
Like
single mom at that. Yeah.
Yeah. And
you just had it with all the bullshit. You're like, you're just straight up. This is what's going to happen.
I will punch you in the fucking throat.
Throw punch you. I was sorry. I have said that to my children. I'm going to throw punch you if you don't keep it up.
That's so not intimidating. I want to come back to this. I thought I lost it. Let's talk about the craziest thing you ever said to your kids.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've told them they're going to, and I think all parents have said, you want a knuckle sandwich, you keep it up, you're going to get it. Like, just being mouthy. I didn't say it was intimidating. I just said some things I said to my kids that probably a parent shouldn't say. Throw punch, I'm going to throw punch you.
Let's get personal. Shit. Like, what, like, on like a real, there was probably, you pull your daughter aside and you're like, you better not suck his dick. like there was nothing.
Never, no. Have
you thought that about your daughter? Like, she brought some dude home and you're like, that's who you're having sex with? Like, what is that like as a parent when like your daughter brings a guy home and you're like, oh, that's the dick you're sucking? Like, is that not a thing?
No.
No? Never?
I don't even want to envision that.
But like they bring them home and you're like, oh, this is what you're doing? This is what you're fucking busy doing?
No. I mean,
as a father, I'd be like, oh, if I had a daughter and like she brought a guy home, I was like, oh, this is the dude that's dicking you down? This fucking asshole? Are you fucking kidding me? I bet he's got a fucking small pecker. What the fuck are you doing? You know, that don't happen?
No, we definitely haven't had that conversation. No. No.
We've definitely not had that conversation. Oh, shit. That's hilarious. Was there anything in the movie you didn't think was particularly good? That like stood out? You're like, that's dumb.
That's dumb. No.
That's dumb.
I don't think so.
I thought it was...
I think overall it was pretty good, but... Yeah.
Well, like, okay, let me ask you this then. Was there anything that like stood out to you? You were like, I really liked how this film did this.
No, silence. Sorry, crickets over here. No.
That's okay. I mean, I like the fresh new premise with the hand thing, and the ending was really good.
The ending was great. Which
is so rare, I feel like, in horror films. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not a horror connoisseur, but like for me, the full circle.
It's like a circle. Yep.
Full circle. Like it was sick. Like because the hand, like she dies.
Yes.
And then she's like in this hospital and she's like, I guess reliving her choices. So that was maybe the thing I wasn't too clear on. I'm like, okay, her choices of, at first I didn't know, did she jump in front of these cars and die, or was she pushed by the sister because she was worried? I don't think she was pushed. You think she jumped? I think she like gave up. Yeah, she was like, and jumped. Yeah, type shit. Because she thought she had killed her father, which I think he was still alive by the looks of it. I hope he survived. He was a nice guy. Well, and that's what I think. Like in the end, when she circles back into the hospital, she's following her dad down the hallway. So I'm assuming he survived. And then she looks at the room with Riley and his mom and his sister, and he's better. So I feel like it was like she took her life to save him. Is that how you felt? I honestly didn't have a take on that. No. Because it was the like closing door sequence in the hospital, and she's like, "Oh, don't leave me." Da, da, da. Right. And then she's like in this abyss, and then like a hand comes out. Yes. Which I thought was really like a cool perspective of maybe how spirits reach out, pun intended, to humanity. Because there's like a fucking hand that shows up and they're like, oh, let me grab this hand. You didn't. So I liked that full circle moment. Yeah. And the ending was so cool where like she's on the other side of the shit. Like,
right.
It was really good.
So that makes me like kind of circle back to where we started, where we're talking about when these people were seeing the spirits when they grabbed the hand. And we're talking about, okay, is that what they look like when they die? Like, essentially, that's what she looked like when she died, you know, when they were seeing her, you know, so.
That's why I would, like, validate that notion.
That's what they look like, yeah.
What is the best horror film of all time to you?
Oh, gosh.
You're a horror person. Like, the fact that you don't have an answer is fucking retarded.
No, I don't. I don't know. The one we watched last year was pretty good. I'm not
The
gonna lie.
Black Phone?
The Black Phone, that was.
But
good.
that was like more like psychological thriller than like.
I guess maybe that's what I'm about, because I'm not into gory stuff. Like,
I'm not either.
That stuff just weirds me out.
Have you seen The Human Centipede?
No, and I cannot watch stuff like that. And the saws and all that. No.
No, I hate people that do that shit. I was talking to a friend the other day, and we brought that film up because I was getting ready to do this horror film run that I'm doing, and I was like, "Yo, have you seen The Human Centipede? Like, that shit's so fucking disturbing." Like, I shut it off, and I was like,
disturbing.
Me and the homies were chilling with like these hoes, if you will, and like hoes love horror films. Mm-hmm. They do. I'm not trying.
What are you saying?
That sounded bad, but they do. And my friend was like, "Oh, all hoes that like horror films are good in bed." And I go, "Strong disagree. Like, just because you like The Human Centipede doesn't mean you're good in bed."
No,
I guess is what I'm saying. But like that film was I think it's like one of the only films that like I started watching because it was like a group thing. And it was like back in the day when like Netflix was just coming into its own, and it was on there, and the girls had just watched it, and they were like, "Oh, you have to watch this," and we started watching. I walked out. I was like, "I can't. This is the most grossest, disgusting thing I've ever fucking seen."
Yeah, nope, never seen it. I know what it's about, and I'm not about that.
It's so fucking gross. Mm-hmm. I'm glad South Park did an episode on it though. Naturally, they would, because it was that like impactful.
Ugh.
You haven't seen that South Park episode?
No.
Oh, it's so good.
Should I YouTube it?
You should watch the episode. It's just like funny. Like, so naturally, not to get too into it, but like the person in the front of the centipede shits in another person's mouth. So in the South Park
they're like
episode,
sewn together or something, right?
Yeah, it's disgusting. Yeah. But like in the South Park episode, the first, I think it's this Asian guy, and he like eats tacos, like fish, like eats fish tacos. He's like, it's funny. It's funny.
I can't even like think about it.
It's
gross.
so funny. So we were talking about like, it's so disgusting. They made a sequel naturally, and I was just like who, like all these hoes watching it. Like, that's the only person that watched the movie was a bunch of hoes. Yeah, I said it. Hoes watched Human Centipede. So the hospital shit, like at the end when Mia like goes and like steals Riley, I thought that was kind of dumb on some level, where she wheels him out.
Like, nobody's seen her wheeling him out.
And I hate to be that guy.
I do hate that kind of stuff. Like,
but I'm like, she just wheeled this kid is fucked up. It's not like he looked normal. He was clearly fucked up. And it was just like some chick wheeling him. Like, I don't know. I just like to acknowledge that it took me out of it for a second. I was like, she could not wheel this kid out of the hospital. Yeah. There's no
through
fucking
a parking lot, like up a ramp, like, and nobody's saying anything. Like,
I mean, in the defense that is possible, people ignore a lot.
Yeah.
I've seen videos recently where people fake hijack kids, and people on the street don't do shit.
Really?
Yeah. So like maybe it's more plausible than you think.
Maybe.
But
I mean, what would I do? I guess I don't know. Would I question it?
You wouldn't.
I probably wouldn't.
I wouldn't either. But like, that's where staff is like important.
Yeah,
where it's
right.
Like,
good staff.
Like, it's just like if someone was doing some shit in your office when you're cleaning teeth, like that you noticed is not okay, you would say something.
Right.
But
I would. I
don't know. I liked how this film, I always say like comedies, horror films, they should be like 90 minutes. This is a 95-minute film. Mm-hmm. Good length of time.
Yep.
Agreed?
Absolutely.
Yeah, like, do you have anything to add to this?
No.
Nothing.
No, you covered so well. You don't even need me over here.
I totally need you. You're incredible. The only reason this is anywhere reasonably like a thing to listen to is because you're here.
Oh, you're sweet.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, I thought this film was like really good.
I did too. I mean, I was pleasantly surprised. Like, honestly, when I first saw it, sometimes I judge when they start doing like all of the intro stuff with the names and you see a lot of like foreign names. I thought, oh, this is going to be super low budgie and
low budgie. I love that. Low budgie.
And I thought it was actually, I was surprised. I thought it was a lot better than I was anticipating. So
I think I expected not more, but like kind of, because I heard, like, I even heard Joe Rogan. He's like, yo, he like posted something about it. Like, oh, this is so scary. It creeped me out. And so I was like, oh, Joe Rogan said something about it. Like, and he thought it was really creepy. Like, okay. We were already going to review it, but I was like intrigued by the fact that he made a comment about it. So I was like, oh, this must be
good. Let's watch it. I didn't hear, so I knew nothing. I went in blind. I knew sight unseen, never heard of it. So when you asked, I didn't even Google it. I just, okay, Amazon bought it. Now I own it.
I do too. I own it too now.
So yeah, I had no idea what to expect. I didn't watch the trailer, nothing. I was like, you know what, let's just go into it, because sometimes the trailer can really screw the movie because they only show the good parts. So I just went into it, and I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah. I
mean, it did have some low spots where I had to get up and get a snack, but other than that.
I mean, I got up a couple times too, to be fair. And you know what's funny is that I was apprehensive to watch it when I did, because it was like 10 o'clock at night, like 2 days ago.
Never watch it at night.
Well, because I was like, I heard like people were talking about, like, not even just Rogan, but like people were talking about how scary it was, like scariest movie of like the year, and like so I was like, oh, this is about to be like fucked up. Like, should I? Like, I'm not a horror guy, so like subjecting myself to that was, you know, I was
at night by yourself.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, like, should I watch this, like, at 10? And I was like, all right, I'm going to watch it. And, yeah, it didn't fuck with me that much.
No, so that's one thing that I do not do when I watch, like, scary movies. I never watch them at night.
Oh, for real? It's always daylight?
Yeah, it's always daylight. Yeah.
For real?
Yeah. Like, and I can't watch it, something like that, and go right to bed. Like, I usually have to, if it's really scary, I have to like watch it and then watch something happy, like a Disney movie or.
What's your go-to?
Please don't make fun of me.
It better not
like
be
the
Frozen.
the Barbie princess movies. Like my kids used to watch the Barbie princess movies. You wouldn't know because you're a boy. Oh my
God, that's hilarious.
They're like cartoons.
They're like so low budget.
I know.
That's your go-to.
Happy.
You're like,
it's gotta be
this Barbie's so happy. That's hilarious.
I have to like completely change my brain. I don't know. Because I cannot.
I agree. I guess if I had a go-to, which I don't, but like, if I had to watch something happy, I'd probably put on Dodgeball.
Dodgeball, yeah.
I love that movie.
Something funny like that. I don't watch, I think I've told you before, I'm not a big rom-com fan. I don't know. I think they're.
But you like Barbie.
I know. I didn't say I liked it. I just said I'd watch it to help like reset my brain.
Everybody knows it's like it's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, okay.
Like, how many films are there?
Oh, I have no idea. There's a lot. Like
You've seen them all.
Yeah, I mean, I have 2 girls. Yeah.
Oh, like they watch that? That's how you go in there. And then you're like, I like this. This is good shit.
This is good shit. I don't know about that, but I watched it.
All right. Well, what are you going to rate this film?
I would say an 8.
An 8?
Yeah.
I like that. You gave The Black Phone a 10.
Yeah.
You like that better?
I definitely liked that. That to me had so much creep factor in it. It did. I just really liked that film. Yeah.
You know what's so hard about reviewing films sometimes? Like that feeling that you feel, specifically like this type of film. Like there's like this energy that you feel with it that like you can't recall almost. I guess for me, because I don't watch a lot of them. But it's like when we watched The Black Phone, I was like, this is like, I'm rating this film higher of a score. But like when we watched that, like it was really interesting and like had its own flair.
Yeah.
And it's hard to recall that flair sometimes. In any film, I guess, but like these horror films like Talk to Me, for instance, this film, trying to recall this like a year from now, like the feeling that you had when you watched it when they're like,
it's different.
You know what I mean? Like it's hard to like tap into this like weird energy, but you're going to give it 8.
Giving it 8, yeah.
I'm going to give it 7.1.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
You approve?
I approve.
You approve. Okay. Well, is there anything else you'd like to tell the people? Brush your teeth, floss.
Always. You don't want gum disease.
What else?
That I love you.
Wow.
Thanks for watching.
Shout out to Barbie.
Which I did go see that movie.
It was good, right? Margaret Robbie is
It was actually, I love her.
a smoke.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She's beautiful.
As a woman, what's your take on Margaret? Like, you're just like, oh my God. Like,
If she asked to have a one-nighter, I would.
you would fuck her.
Oh.
You'd scissor.
Oh my God.
You would
I
scissor
told my
Margaret
kids
Robbie.
this. I would.
You would scissor her.
Yes.
You would. I would totally co-sign that. She is like that hot.
He really is.
Would you rather have sex with Margaret Robbie or is it Margot? I don't know what the fuck her name is. I say Margaret Robbie.
That's how I say it too.
Or Ryan Gosling.
Oh, Margaret.
Good answer. I agree.
Hands
obviously.
down. Yeah.
Like she's so beautiful. I think she's like the hottest woman of the decade or like
And
whatever.
she's so good.
Yeah, she kills it.
She's so good.
Like her as Barbie was like, yeah, like that movie's gonna crush because she's Barbie. She's so
really
fucking
is.
hot.
She's
She's so fucking hot. She could do any like she's so hot that like she could do anything and people will go watch it because she's that hot. And she's talented too, but like she's that hot. Like,
Well, to be honest, I didn't really know much about the Barbie movie. The girls
What's
at
to
work
know,
wanted to do
Angela,
it.
do
I
you
know,
think?
besides Barbie.
like
Anyway, it's probably not something. I'm so sorry.
Bless you.
Cigarette smoke, which is bad for you. It kills and gives you gum disease.
yeah,
Anyway,
you can clean it later.
the girls at work wanted to go see it, so I was like, well, okay. It's probably not something I would have went to see on my own.
But she watches Barbie at her house.
No.
In her fucking free time. So just keep that in there.
Anywho.
So when you watch it,
good.
do you like touch yourself and you're like, Margaret Robbie, oh my God.
No.
That's why I had to. It's funny.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm so glad that you chose her over Ryan Gosling. Like,
Yeah.
that's going to be on the
hands down.
internet.
She's way more beautiful. Sorry, Ryan. But yeah, she's...
He's really cool. I'm not really like a fan of his. I'm not really like a fan of like any male actor except Johnny Depp. He's the man. Shout out to him for preserving manhood in society, beating Amber Heard in that case. That
Thank
shit was
you.
like, that needed to happen for society. But you know what movie I really like him in?
What?
Is Crazy Stupid Love. Have you seen that movie?
I don't think so.
Oh my God. It's a rom-com, but it's got Steve Carell is like the lead and Ryan Gosling. And he's like this womanizer, Ryan Gosling. And Steve Carell is this like divorcee or whatever father, like wearing the fucking white Nikes, you know, those like dad shoes.
Yep.
And he just gets in a divorce and he stumbles across Ryan Gosling in a bar, club or whatever. And they become friends. I don't want to spoil the movie, but like it's really fucking good. Emma Stone's in it and she's hot in it. It's her best role too, I think, in my opinion. But Ryan Gosling's like, I feel like that's his coolest role to me. Like I don't really like follow his filmography or whatever, but like I saw that movie and I actually would say that is Crazy Stupid Love is the best rom-com of all time. I would say that.
So I guess I'm gonna have to watch it.
You should watch it. It's just like a good film.
Yeah.
And it's good writing. It's really dope.
It sounds like it's got good people in it. So.
It does. It does. But yeah.
Okay.
Margaret Robbie, like you're gonna scissor. You've thought about this.
Oh God.
You're
Well,
like,
I mean, up until now, probably not. But you asked my opinion. I'm like, yeah.
I'd
yeah.
scissor her. I appreciate that response. I have other questions, but I'll let it be.
Okay.
Out of respect to you. Because it's funny. But, okay, so Angela is hitting this film with an 8 out of 10. Talk to me. And your host hitting it with a 7.2. Don't be mad at me. Like, horror films are only going to go so high. I'm sorry.
Because they're not your thing.
Yeah, like, because the score is subjective and objective.
Okay. So we're going to find a movie that's going to give you a higher score.
I think the highest a horror film could ever get for me is like an 8, which is probably like The Exorcist, which I'm going to review in a couple weeks.
Okay.
But thank you for being on the show. You want to say anything else to people? Like, check out Barbie.
No, I'm good.
Oh my God. You're amazing. And you clean my dirty mouth.
I do. And it is very filthy.
What are you talking about? I have low key. Like, I have a dirty mouth, but like, it's so much cleaner than most people.
Yeah, it is. I agree.
I smoke, do all sorts of shit. I still have, look, we out here. I had clean teeth. Or not clean. They look clean. They look clean.
Yeah. We'll just go with that.
Okay. Well, Angela, 100%. Thank you for being on the show. You're amazing.
Thank you for having me.
Always. You're a staple on the show. And thank you for cleaning my mouth
You're welcome.
a couple times a year. We do 3 visits.
We do.
Like, people do the 2, I do the 3 because it's one up. What up? But I hope everybody enjoys this episode with me and my esteemed guest, Angela, the scissoring, fantasizing woman. And yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed the episode. Like, for real. And like I said, thank you. And I can't wait to do another episode with you. I feel like we have a good time with this. And
it's fun.
It's dope. So thank you, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Love y'all. Deuces.